This is phase 2 of making my homemade Murphy bed, and really it's going to be focused on testing the pivot design. As you can see, I have the black pipe drilled in and pushed through the holes in the 2x4s, and what I'm using now is just a 1x4 strap to it with just conduit straps, just to kind of test the design of the pivot. Just a couple more views of how the pivot would work, and again I just tried to use the 1x4 as kind of my test case. Here's what it looks like when I've connected the 1x4 to the bottom of the box spring. A couple different views, and you can see that I actually drilled or screwed in the 1x4 to the bottom of the box spring. Over on the right hand side you see a 2x4 as a kind of a placeholder to raise the bed up so that it doesn't scrape the bottom of the floor. Again, some other views of the just the pivot action as I move the box spring back and forth, just to make sure that it worked the way I expected it to. Here you can see that it actually will pivot pretty easily without putting a lot of stress on the straps or the 1x4. It really just pivots around the black pipe. Now that I have the basic concept in place, what I need to do is to create the actual placeholder for the bed. So I used a 1x12 with some 2x3s as support, and on the top there you see I have an L bracket, one of the stronger L brackets I've just got at the local hardware store, and the design was really to kind of create an L-shaped design that would hold the bed in place. Now this was my first attempt, and I did change this a little bit up after I tested it all together, but you can kind of see where I started. I actually took the 2x3s out and made it a flush 90-degree design with the three straps, the 3 L brackets on there to hold it together. And again, I raised it up a little bit so that when I put the conduit straps on, it would basically pivot around the black pipe. The design actually worked pretty well, and you can see that on the left hand side the bed is actually sitting on top of the black pipe, and on the right hand side you can see how the L bracket actually kept everything in place. I don't have any support on the end, so I just used a just a standard joint bucket there, just to hold it in place while I was kind of looking at how it was going to flow. One thing I had to do, and you'll see it on the right hand side, is that when I put the mattress and the box spring together, I needed something to hold it together, so I used just a come along strap to kind of keep the two pieces together. Otherwise it was falling back into the closet, so I kept the strap on there to keep the two pieces together as I was moving it back and forth. That's the end of the pivot testing, so please see my next video adding the support and the actual trim.